And this all exposes the truth.
Diesels.
A diesel only makes sense if you actually use the truck like a truck. If you tow, haul, rack up serious miles, diesel is objectively better. And that makes the ownership decision painfully honest. A lot of owners don't want that honesty. Gas trucks are easier to justify when the, quote, work is mostly hypothetical. Diesel asks questions every time you turn the key. What are you towing? How often?
Oh my God.
Why do you
That's
need
what it
this?
asks? Oh, it asks
For
that.
most people who mostly commute, idle in parking lots, and move a trailer twice a year, diesel feels like overkill. Not because it's worse, but because it reveals the truck is unnecessary in the first place. Avoiding diesel is not about cost or complexity. It's about avoiding self-awareness that you never needed a truck to begin with. Whatever. I've only done this 500 times. I don't know what I'm doing anymore. Hey guys, welcome to Overcrest. I'm Chris.
And I'm Jake.
And we have I was going to say
a what?
A short episode for you guys today, which
because it's Chris and I.
You'll learn more. Learn more.
I know exactly where this is going.
Yes. I'm going to get right into it.
Let's go.
We're going to get into it with a little bit of news.
You're an idiot, first of all. And we'll get to it.
I'm
just your whole argument is idiotic.
You don't know what my argument is.
I know exactly what your arguments are going to be.
Oh, you do. I'm that predictable, am I?
100% you are predictable. Do you want me just to list them off so we can ruin the entire episode?
No. Don't do that. Don't do that. That's not good.
Here's what we're going to do. Jake and Chris disagree, and then somehow in the end actually kind of agree at the end.
Heated agreement. Yes, heated agreements. Okay. A new report shows compact pickup trucks are quietly becoming one of the fastest growing segments in the American auto market. And the people building them are very clear about why. Quote, we looked at the truck space and there was a gap, especially people who lived in an urban setting. A Ford executive told ABC News. 60% of Maverick customers are new to Ford and 80% are new to trucks. That alone tells you this is not a niche fad. It is a market correction. The Ford Maverick sits right at the center of all of it, available in 5 trims. It starts at just under $29,000 for the XL. This thing can haul 1,500 pounds, tows up to 4,000 pounds, and somehow can deliver 42 miles per gallon. Those numbers are borderline absurd for a pickup truck by standards of a few years ago, and they cover the real-world need of most buyers. Most people are not towing heavy equipment. They are hauling bikes, lumber, a couch, or maybe a small trailer. Like in the image, that's an F-150, isn't it? I do believe.
Yeah,
that
that's
Mrs. Producer is showing us an F-150. Not a truck producer. She's not a truck gal. The Maverick does all of this without requiring a second mortgage or a commercial parking space. And that's where the math really starts to hurt. A new full-size half-ton truck like a Chevy Silverado 1500 or Ford F-150 now routinely starts in the low, mid $40,000 range and can climb past $70,000 without breaking a sweat. Even mid-sized trucks like the Chevy Colorado or Toyota Tacoma typically start around 30 to 32 before any kind of options. Meanwhile,
I want to clarify that starting price is very, very rare to find, by the way. Like if you've got kind of dealer lot, good luck finding any of those. Because I'm listening to these numbers and I'm like, that's still very, very low and conservative.
You'd have to order it that way, I think. I think you'd have to go in, order a brand new truck. You're not finding a used truck.
Are very expensive.
Yeah, they're very, very expensive. This all makes this timing very, very interesting. Anyway, the Maverick comes in thousands less, costs less to fuel, and fits in a garage without folding in the mirrors. I'm talking about all of this because Jake has just bought a nearly new Chevy Silverado Z
2,500. This is a 3/4 ton.
Get the fuck out of here! You bought a 2,500?
Yes.
I thought you bought a 1,500. This gets worse.
I can't tow my boat with a half ton.
How much does your boat weigh?
So with fuel and everything else, it's closer to 13 or 14,000 pounds.
Okay. It just becomes more and more apparent how wrong you are as we go along here.
Oh, really? Good. Okay.
This is a full-size truck. Now I had to change my wording here from mid-size to full-size truck built to tow, crawl.
By the way, all Silverados, 1500s, anything half-ton is a full-size truck.
Well, don't we talk about like 3/4 ton, half-ton,
1 ton? Those are all full-size trucks. Ranger,
half-ton is a
Colorado. No, it's not.
I'm changing the nomenclature. I don't like that.
You're changing the nomenclature because you don't agree with it. No, that is simply due to capacity. They are the same size truck.
No, we are now changing. The vernacular is now half-size truck.
This is how out of touch and clueless you are.
Full-size truck. We're changing the vernacular.
Okay, what about a 450 or a 4500 or a Kodiak? What are those then?
Extra size trucks.
A truck and a quarter?
It's 1.5 trucks.
I hate. You're not qualified to have this conversation. Bottom line.
You move a truck maybe twice a year, and you never need to tow anything other than that, which means a Maverick on paper.
Are you ready? Because I just sent your wife everything I towed this last year.
Okay, hold on. Okay, go for it. Let's see everything. First, let's see a picture. I want to see a picture of your truck. Let's pull up a picture of your truck.
Do you want the one where it makes me look very, very short in front of it? Yeah. Wait, did you Photoshop that? Hold on. Did you actually Photoshop that? You might have.
No, that's you in front of your 2500.
I can't tell because it is actually ridiculously big. I don't know
if you
Photoshopped that or not.
That's
you. Might have Photoshopped that. It's like 7/8 scale maybe, so I can't quite tell. Damn it, you did, didn't you? There's no way that wheel comes up to over my waist. But I had to think about it. You idiot.
Yes.
And so that's really funny because I didn't actually know for a second. Okay, yeah, no, that's Photoshopped. But it's only a little bit Photoshopped. I can see over the hood
barely
on the actual photo. But just
so
barely.
If you were to walk up to the truck, I think anybody that wanted to run you over,
that looks really big.
Anyone that wanted to run you over would just see your hair. I think.
I know. Which is why it's a good thing this has all of the cameras because I need them.
Okay, that's the visual there. It's a very large truck. You have a very large boat.
That's very funny that I didn't even realize. I was questioning, is that Photoshopped? Because I know it does make me look small.
And we have a driver who generously does not take up much vertical space. The truck has more ground clearance than your inseam, which really drives home the point that this thing is doing most of your heavy lifting from an emotional perspective.
It does not.
I want to acknowledge the real missed opportunity here because we know this thing is gas. Okay. Give me a couple paragraphs. Let me read this.
Do you know how hard
I want
had to look to find a gas 3/4 ton?
Yeah, we'll talk about. Let me get through this, and then we can talk about it. Okay. I think this is the biggest missed opportunity of your truck. It's not a diesel, and that's embarrassing.
Thank God.
Embarrassing. A proper diesel. You're talking about all the things you tow, your 13,000-pound boat, all the work you do.
Yep.
A proper diesel would tow better, sip fuel instead of chugging it, and make real torque where trucks actually live and what they do. There's more range, more durability, more muscle. Diesel is better by miles in every possible way, including being more manly. And this all exposes the truth. A diesel only makes sense if you actually use the truck like a truck. If you tow, haul, rack up serious miles, diesel is objectively better. And that makes the ownership decision painfully honest. A lot of owners don't want that honesty. Gas trucks are easier to justify when the, quote, work is mostly hypothetical. Diesel asks questions every time you turn the key. What are you towing? How often?
Oh my God.
Why do you need
That's what it
this?
asks? Oh, it asks
For most people who mostly commute, idle in parking lots, and move a trailer twice a year, diesel feels like overkill. Not because it's worse, but because it reveals the truck is unnecessary in the first place. Avoiding diesel is not about cost or complexity. It's about avoiding self-awareness that you never needed a truck to begin with.
I just hate diesels. It is such a stupid technology.
It is not. And you know it.
Work.
Did you not buy a diesel just so you could talk about how much you don't like diesels?
Well, I don't like diesels, therefore I didn't buy a diesel.
Why don't you?
I honestly thought about, could I get a skid steer that's gas? I thought about that this last week. Because nothing I owned that was diesel, I had them on trickle chargers continuously, 100% battery.
You've never owned a modern diesel, Jake. I walked out when it was 0 degrees and I started my TDI swap truck.
Oh, good. A small 1.9 liter Volkswagen started.
Well, yeah, you've got bigger batteries in the truck. They're built to start.
Batteries.
They will start.
Yeah, well, they didn't. They didn't.
Yeah, but you had a Power Stroke from like 1932 that was rusting out.
2004.
How many miles were on it?
200-some thousand.
There's no world in which you will own anything to put 200,000 miles on it. I'm going to guess that you put maybe 75,000 miles on this truck and it's sold long before then. Long before you would ever know loss of compression or any kind of issue.
It has nothing to do with compression. Diesels don't work in the winter. They're stupid.
They work great in the winter.
They don't.
Have you ever heard of a school bus? Have you ever heard of a dump truck?
Yeah.
Have you ever heard of any utility vehicle ever used in the state of Minnesota?
Gels. Did you know that?
No, it doesn't.
So just dumb. Yes, it does.
No, it
literally is a thing. That's why they have to add additives to the diesel fuel.
You can add additives, but they also go to a mix starting in like November or whatever it is.
Yeah,
that's a different mix.
I don't care. I don't like diesels. I looked very hard to find a gas 3/4 ton.
Yeah, because you are in the absolute minority. You are in the minority of people that use the trucks for work.
You know what's great, Chris?
What's the tow rating for the diesel versus the gas?
It's the same.
There's no way. There's no world.
Look it up.
There's no world. There's no world in which that's the same.
2,500 with the Duramax versus the.
Now go ahead. Show me all the stuff you moved. With
no, it doesn't even matter. Oh, I don't care. Like once a week at least, I'm going to use like
a truck bed.
Pickup bed.
You could tow that with a Maverick.
Yeah, big truck.
Tow that with a Maverick.
Just yesterday.
You could fit more. You could tow that with a Maverick. You could put all that carpet. You could put in the back of a wagon, and it would fit better because you have a short bed.
Okay. Do you want to get to the short
that with a Maverick
thing too?
Okay, you could tow that motorcycle with a Maverick.
I liked that photo.
Granted, I would like to note that the seat
that you couldn't do with a Maverick. That was obviously a stupid mistake. But
yeah, probably not.
Ass.
Yeah, probably not.
That was a very, very long beam, Chris. That's a 14-foot beam.
That would probably fit better in my wagon.
It's a bigly. That you could not do a Maverick.
No, you could not tow your boat with a Maverick. That I will concede.
Well, isn't it just great that there exists a vehicle that fits my needs?
It overfits your needs. 2 or 3 weeks ago, we were talking about how much you did not want to buy a truck.
Yeah, I'm not excited about trucks. Don't get me wrong. Like I would have.
What happened here? What's going on? 2 weeks ago, there was no truck. Now there's truck.
Yeah, because I have too many other shit boxes, and if I'm going to buy like a reliable vehicle to use, the one vehicle that would fit all the needs is a big truck.
Okay, well,
that's all it comes down to.
Why did you have to buy a 2500 with a Z71 package?
Because I occasionally tow things that are big and want to be able to. I want to be able to tow cars. I want to be able to tow the skid steer. I want to be able to tow the boat.
The boat I will give you.
Take a boat to Minnetonka this year. What if I want to come visit you? Probably not, but I can now. But I can.
You're paying for the ability to maybe do something. That's ridiculous, dude.
Yeah, that's what we always do with vehicle choices. Every vehicle exists for a niche, whether you use it or not.
Okay, so I want to move on to what makes a truck cool. And I've decided there's one thing that decides if a truck is cool. No, gas, diesel, whatever. I'd rather have a diesel truck. Manual transmission would be great. Obviously, you're not going to be able to find that in your truck.
They don't make it. Since
why don't you pull up the chart that I
base RAM? I think
here. Hold on. I think she's sending me tow numbers here.
Ooh, tow numbers.
Okay,
I have 10 of them. 10 tows.
There's these numbers. Are these accurate, Mrs. Producer?
What are we looking at? Chevy specifically, or
Chevy? These numbers seem
absurd.
Yeah, well, I mean, these trucks can tow a lot. Diesel 36,000. Gas 17,400.
That can't be right.
This is from Car and Driver. The gasoline powered Silverado HD can tow up to 17,400 pounds, and the diesel version can pull up to 36,000 pounds.
Well, I don't need to tow my house off of its foundation.
I just want you to admit to me that a diesel is a better workhorse.
That can't be real. There's no way. I understand, but they need to check their sources.
Hold on. All right. This is Car and Driver, as you can see right there.
Gas versus diesel towing capacity.
I'm holding my phone to the screen.
Care. I'm finding, yes, this is called checking your sources. Okay, 18,000 versus 14,000. That is the difference.
Well, this 36,000 must be the 3,500.
Yeah, that's probably a typo. And they meant,
it's probably
no way.
AI wrote
There's
this.
no way it's like what, almost 3 times. Yeah. There's no way you can tow 36,000 pounds with anything that is a like not a whatever we saw out in the desert. Were you there? You weren't there in that one.
No.
All
right, Mrs. Producer, pull up
wheel truck.
The chart that I've got here. This is the defining measure.
Chat.
Can you see this chart, Jake? Tell me what you see in this chart.
I see 3 dots. Okay, American. Oh, hold on. What was that?
Can you see the chart?
American. What is it doing? No, it keeps blinking. And
America
then
has removed the bench seat.
Yeah.
And there's also a line of how divorce has filled the gap. It's correlative. Bench seats went down, divorce rates went up. I also checked on birth rates. As the birth rate has declined, bench seats have also declined.
Well, you're saying it the other way because there's a causality, right? You
talk about the features of your truck and how much you like the features of your truck. That was one thing that you mentioned. What are these features that you like?
I here's the thing is I haven't ever had a newer vehicle. So like even having which is just
you're just amazed with everything.
Amazed. It's just modern technology, Chris. It's just a marvel. Can you imagine? Like the multiple cameras around the vehicle, like every vehicle has this now, and then it makes like the interlaced overlay where it's like looking at a sky, like a bird's eye view looking down at the vehicle. You know what I'm talking about?
Jake.
That's amazing. How does it do that? That's so crazy cool.
God gave me eyes.
Yeah, but you can't see them because the truck's too big.
So I've got some old truck photos here. And these are what I think is a cool truck. And you had the opportunity and you could have done this.
It does have a lot of lights, which is cool too.
All right, let's pull up some actual cool truck photos, especially the interior here.
Yeah.
I think the biggest mistake on new trucks, not only are they ugly, but the interiors are convoluted and hideous. Look at this thing, Jake.
Do you know how tall my child is, Chris?
What are you talking about?
So I thought about getting a single cab or an extended cab, or like what do they call it, where it's like not quite 4 doors and you fold them in from the rear, which is super dumb if you've ever had those. Yeah, so this is they call this either the standard, which is a misnomer, or the crew cab, I forget. But anyways, he needs all the leg room he can get.
Yeah, well.
So that was that decision.
I think all of our kids are going to be taller than all of us. My daughter.
Yes.
Look at this truck, Jake.
Yeah.
This could have been you.
I'm not a huge fan of square bodies, but yeah.
That is, by measure, better looking than your truck. By all measures. All of these are better looking.
I don't love those Gen Fords. And they also had the 4-liter 6, which was admittedly a tractor motor, but I see these. I do not like early 80s trucks. Mid-80s trucks.
Look at these interiors, Jake.
Yeah.
They're just simple. You know how you turn the air conditioning in these things is yes or no. It's just like this slider that's kind of ambiguous and you just move it back.
I mean, you do have a blend door, luckily, but yeah.
Yeah, but it's more like a suggestion, I think.
I agree. I much prefer my C10.
Look at that bench truck right there. Look at that bench truck. Or the bench seat. Can you imagine?
Would you call that velour? What would you call that?
I would. I think I would call that a velour with the burled.
I was going to say the
plastic.
The faux, but yeah, burled plastic. I love that. Take 2 toxic plastics and burl them together.
Oh man, I feel like early 90s stuff was pretty good too. I think Ford, like early 90s Ford Power Stroke, long bed, double cab.
Have you seen the triple cabs from back in the day?
They're ridiculous.
When it's like you want your whole construction crew to just come in one truck and it's a long bed.
I've seen some of those for sale on Marketplace. They're fairly absurd. All right, why don't you tell me a little bit about one of our partners?
Okay, let's see, Mrs. Producer. Who should we start with? She can't tell us, so I'm just going to tell her. How about, wait for it, Nokian. Thank you. There we go. See, I didn't want to screw it up. Nokian Tires is, of course, the most famous winter tire because they invented it, Chris. They invented the winter tire themselves. If you are looking for something for the best traction in any weather, whether it's winter, summer, off-road with their all-terrain series, or maybe you're looking for a high-performance tire that doesn't sacrifice when you do hit some weather or when the roads get tough, that's the Surpass ASO1, of course. The Hakkapeliitas are great. You can get them studded, non-studded. It is literally the best thing you can do for driving in the winter, whether it's snow, ice,
Can I make an observation?
You may.
Would you agree that tires are a compromise almost always when you are?
Yes. No, they certainly are.
You're always making a choice for what the purpose of the tire is. Either you're making a compromise or you're choosing the tool for the job. Summer tires are a tool for the job. They're made for summer. They do not work in other climates. Extreme winter tires like the Hakkapeliitas that are studs. Yeah, I have two. I absolutely have. I've been stranded at a hotel where I have not told this story in a long time, so I can just touch on it.
The white Mercedes?
I was driving the white Mercedes, and I was like, I'm going to drive it across the loneliest. You can pull down the Nokian ad so I can see Jake better. I was driving the Mercedes. I really wish. I don't know that. Were we doing the rally? I think we were. I should have called up Nokian and just gotten some tires, but I didn't know. It was like, I don't know, May or April or something. And I was driving across the high desert. I'm like, I'm going to go through the high desert of Mrs. Producer, look up Idiot and his C43 AMG.
Oh, yeah, there's an article.
There's an article on Jalopnik I wrote about this. There might be some photos that you can pull up while I tell this. And I'm like, oh, I'm going to drive. And I get into the mountains, and it's like it's not necessarily snowing anymore. And I'm driving over one of the passes, and the snow is 20 feet tall. Yep. And I don't know how they plow it. I literally do not understand how they plow.
They
20 foot high.
Snow blow it. It's massive snow blowers.
It's got to be trucks. It's got to be like a 20-foot high snowblower.
Yeah, well,
you know what it probably is it's on a boom arm, and they probably just move it around. And
well, they like shoot it up and over.
Yeah, I don't know if the photos. So yeah, here we go. Okay,
Mercedes all tires at 2,000 miles of blizzard.
This was a brutal trip. This is one of the most brutal trips I ever took, and this thing had summer tires on it, fully summer tires. God, it's just turned into such a disaster, this trip. So I drove over the mountains, and this is a case to be made for not.
I forgot that interior, like the Panda seats, they're so cool.
Yeah, that I would own another one of these. This was you know what the problem with this thing is? You couldn't turn off the traction control, which seems silly.
That's right.
Without unplugging the ABS. That was my excuse for selling it. Realistically, I was bored and done. I would own another one of these. I should buy one. I should buy another one of these. I'm doing it. Someone should buy my W124, and then I'll buy another one of these. Okay. So I get to over the pass, and I get to about there, Mrs. Producer, stop. Highway 50, the loneliest road in America, which I don't know that it is anymore. I think, but it could variably be. And I'm driving, and it gets dark, and pretty soon I see a semi in the ditch, and it's snowing more and more, and it's getting sketchy, right? It's getting really sketchy on these summer tires that didn't have a lot of tread to begin with. And I drive through this little town.
What state are we in? You say
Nevada.
Nevada. Okay.
High desert Nevada.
I'm not picturing snow in Nevada, but I guess
it's 4,000 or 5,000 feet. The high desert's 4,000 feet. Yeah, 3,500, 4,000 feet. And it starts snowing. There's a semi in the ditch. I'm just going, oh my God, what am I going to do? This is getting bad. And it starts to look like this. And then it gets dark. And I drive through this town, and I get out the other side. Yeah, that's the closures.
Oh, that was the road closure map?
Yeah.
Wow.
That was in North Dakota as I was trying to go. That's the road closure map. It was a bomb blizzard, like this freak thing. That was my car. I'll run through what these photos are, and then I'll finish telling this. That was my car in the morning after I found my second hotel. And then I think I was all right. I got pulled over because the car was too cool. I was like, hey, check it out.
Clearly full of cocaine.
It looked like a cocaine car. I was going like 95 in a 70. He's like, yeah, I don't care if you speed. I just wanted to check on you, see what you're up to. Guy was super cherry. Okay, so it gets dark. I'm driving on these summer tires, and I get to this little town, and I'm like, I'm just going to keep going. It reminds me a lot of the story Jess told us about the people that died.
Yep.
It reminds me a lot of that. I'm like, I'm just gonna keep going. I know,
right? Keep going.
I because it wasn't that bad yet. And then I start to climb out of this town, and I see the traction light blinking, and I'm climbing, and it's just blinking the whole time. So I'm like just kind of drifting and meandering up this hill. And I finally get to where I just can't go. And this Sikh, I don't know how to pronounce this, Sikh, I think, they have like the turban and stuff, pulls up in a brand new Escalade next to me, rolls down his window, he goes, you just need to turn around. Please turn around right now. So I turn around. I go back to the town. I found the only hotel. There's probably a picture of the hotel somewhere. Go back to the hotel. I knock on the door because it's closed. Ring the doorbell. Knock on the door. Go in. Lady comes out. She's in her bathrobe. Hair's a mess. I'd woken up. It's like 12:30. And she's like, I'm like, I need a room. She's like, okay. She checks me in, whatever, takes my information. She's like, I'm not even going to run your card right now. I'll run it in the morning. She's super tired. I go out and I pull up and I walk up the stairs. It's one of the places where you park outside. It's like a hotel, or it's like a motel stacked on top of another motel where everything is facing. Yeah. Go in, no heat. You have to, it was all turned off. So I turned on the heat. Dude, it's cold. It's like 20 degrees. There's no heat in my room. I turned on the shower full blast on hot. Turned on the heat. I took all my clothes out of my luggage, laid it all, because there's like, it's a hotel. They have like some shitty sheet and like a comforter that's like from whatever is below TJ Maxx is where the comforter was purchased. And then I took all my clothes and I spread them all over the top as like extra weight, extra insulation, and I froze. I froze and froze and froze.
I thought you were going to say you woke up at 2 a.m. and you were just sweating your butt off.
Nope, it never got warm. I froze, and that was so. That's then miserable. I mean, next morning it was the storm was past. I ended up going to, I don't know, maybe it was like Bismarck or something like that, and I got tires, and then they put the rear tires on the front and the front tires on the back because it was a staggered setup. So then I had to go to another tire shop.
I remember you called me and you're like, "Wait a minute, what?" We were on the phone when you realized it. I remember that. That's all I remember.
God, what a trip. Anyway, what I'm saying, my point is, choose the proper tires for the job.
All that to say, Nokian Tires.
Nokian Tire. Dude, I would have been fine. Nokian Tires would have saved could have saved my life. If I had continued on, I'd probably be dead and we wouldn't have 500 episodes. All right.
Thanksgiving weekend.
Mrs. Producer, play the next clip.
If you go to Japan, where I just left, and if you go to South Korea and Malaysia and other countries, they have a very small car, sort of like the Beetle used to be with the Volkswagen. They're very small, they're really cute, and I said, how would that do in this country? And everyone seems to think good, but you're not allowed to build them. And I've authorized the secretary to immediately approve the production of those cars, so you'll be able to buy, they really are, they're actually... Some of them are really beautiful, actually. If you take a look, Honda,
beautiful.
Some of the Japanese companies do a beautiful job. But we're not allowed to make them in this country. And I think you're going to do very well with those cars. So we're going to approve those cars. Would you like to say something about them? They're really nice and less expensive. And it really gives people a chance to have a car, have a brand new car as opposed to a car that maybe isn't so great.
Maybe isn't so great. Okay, so former President Trump obviously recently floated the idea of allowing K cars. Jake, what is a
President Trump?
Yeah, I did. I don't know. Maybe that's just wishful thinking at this point.
I was like, did something happen?
He was impeached overnight. Dude, this guy. Okay. Anyway.
Yep.
K cars are a uniquely Japanese vehicle class defined by strict limits on size and engine displacement. Do you know the engine displacement, Jake? This is going to be a theme.
Yeah, it's 2,000 cc's or 2 liters.
660 cc's.
660. That's right.
2,000 would be a 2 liter. That's like a normal car.
I did that wrong. Yeah.
They're designed for dense urban environments. They've been long popular in Japan for their affordability, practicality.
Did you say the term their K car? Did you say K car?
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry.
Yeah, why?
I was reading about them and I had... This is Jake multitasking and I can't.
Jake, listen to me.
I know.
I'm going to tell you everything you need to know. Okay? And then we're going to go through my top 10 favorite K cars and talk about that. It'll be fun.
Okay.
I don't... Here's what I'm wondering, and we'll get into it's blah, blah, blah. How does this work? Does this then mean... He says this, but... It just doesn't seem possible with the way that the Department of Transportation is set up. Right. These things are going to have some sort of crash standard testing.
Yes.
Or are they going to be exempt from this? How will this work? Yes, you could make them here. Are they going to be exempt? Are they exempt? Are they not allowed on freeways? Well, how are we doing this?
Right.
This is very and you know why this is so complicated is because the rules are too complicated. If the rules were simple, you could just do this, and then we could all be driving around in 10 of my favorite K cars. These are the ones that I think would be
10 of the favorite. Okay,
my favorite 10. These are the ones that I think would actually be worth owning.
Oh yes, you have the AutoZam AZ one.
Just
That's all I needed to see.
Chill.
AutoZam AZ one.
Look at all these things. Gosh, okay. Oh, I like that rapid fire. That was great. Number 10. The Daihatsu Hijet.
Yes.
The Hijet debuted in 1960 and has quietly become one of the longest running K vehicles in history. Hope I'm pronouncing this right.
Almost bought one of these.
Or K? K-E-I?
It's K.
Okay, it is. Okay. You know, I've always fantasized about buying one of these in the South.
I almost bought one
of
these.
And then driving home. Driving all the way home.
You can't. I mean,
I can do it.
It's a gray area.
Test me. Why? It's mine.
Because they're
is it legal in my state?
Illegal in certain states, and in local municipalities even have their own overarching, like Washington County and parts of Minnesota. They're just completely illegal. Even if you registered it with the state, they're illegal, banned.
Why?
Because I don't know. There's no good reason, Chris. There's obviously no good reason. But just
I don't understand. They're just banned.
Straight to jail.
Straight to jail. With a rear or mid-mounted 660cc engine making about 64 horsepower in the later models, it can haul roughly 1,500 pounds while weighing under 2,000 pounds itself. It's revered not for romance, but for honesty. This is the tool that built rural Japan. All right, number 9. Suzuki Alto Works. The Alto Works emerged in the late 1980s as a response to Japan's appetite for lightweight performance within K limits. Turbocharged 600cc engines pushed the legal maximum 64 horsepower in cars that weighed barely 1,500 pounds, giving them startling pace on tight roads.
I don't know.
It's celebrated
as
proof that hot hatches don't. What are you talking about? 64 horsepower and 1,500 pounds? That's less than the Scirocco weighs.
Yes. With 64 horsepower.
Yeah, that's great.
Okay, but like
the Scirocco has like 70.
Okay. That's still not startling.
Startles me. It's
okay, anyways.
It's celebrated as proof that hot hatches don't need size or power to be fun. Number 8. The Daihatsu Copen. Launched in 2002, the Copen was a rare attempt to inject luxury design into the K segment.
Ooh.
It featured a power retractable hardtop front-wheel drive and a turbocharged 660cc engine producing 64 horsepower. What are you gathering out of this now, Jake?
Well, there's a limit of 64 horsepower, first of all, along with the K relations.
But they're all
displacement.
They're all turbocharged, which means what?
You can easily make more than 64
You can easily make more. That's the best thing about turn the knob, and then they will maybe startle Jake.
Then we can maybe be startled.
This thing showed K cars could be aspirational, not just utilitarian. Number 7. You will love this one, I suspect. I love these. God, can we please get something like this? The Mitsubishi Pajero Mini. The Mini Pajero. Introduced in 1994, the Pajero Mini
Why does it have double mirrors? It has double mirrors.
That might be an add-on by somebody.
That's amazing. I don't know.
Yeah. This thing shrank Mitsubishi's car-winning SUV ethos down into K dimensions. Despite its size, it offered proper four-wheel drive, low-range gearing, and turbocharged engines making 64 horsepower. It's respected because it delivered genuine capability instead of cosplay. These things rule. I would absolutely own the hell out of those.
The Suzuki Jimny, is that also K regulation?
Number 6, Subaru Sambar. Don't get ahead of us.
Okay, sorry.
These are in order, by the way.
Yes.
The Sambar dates back to 1961 and stands out for its rear engine layout.
Yep.
A rarity among K vans. Powered by
they do wheelies,
600cc engine.
They do wheelies.
And often paired with all-wheel drive. It earned a reputation for balanced durability and surprising competence in rough terrain. This is Subaru's little aim at the little truck. Wheelies, Jake?
Except when you hook them up to a trailer, they do wheelies because the engine's in the back. And if you're a little Japanese guy, I read like traction is terrible with these. even with 4-wheel drive, because there's no
Yeah.
weight on the front.
Yeah,
anyways.
I believe it.
I looked
Well,
into this.
they clearly don't weigh anything. Number 5.
Yeah.
The AutoZam AZ1.
AZ1.
Yes. Released in 1992 during Japan's economic bubble, the AZ1 was a moonshot, a mid-engine,
So good.
rear-wheel drive kit car with gull-wing doors and
Yes.
a turbocharged. This thing is so awesome. It's like
so
what
good
a modern Fiat X19 could be. Gull-wing doors and a turbocharged 600cc engine producing, you guessed it, 64 horsepower. It weighed just over 1,500 pounds. It's lauded because it has never made sense financially, never made sense practically. It existed purely because engineers were allowed to dream. Look at it. These things are so
good.
Cool. They're so cool. I've seen them around. I don't know what it is, what it takes to get one of these import. This guy, wow, whoever's selling this one loves gauges. See how many gauges this guy had?
Yeah. I think it did have a lot of gauges from the factory, actually, because it's sporty and gauges.
These things are fun. I mean, got to be a total death trap, but perfect for you.
Yeah.
What's the movie where this is like a Stuart Little car? You know, where the little mouse gets in and drives it around.
Yeah, but that was a convertible, Chris.
It's true. Number 4, the Honda S660. The S660 arrived in 2015 as Honda's modern interpretation of the K sports car. Mid-engine, turbocharged engine, rear-wheel drive, 1,800 pounds. It focused on balance. I feel like one of the reasons why I put this one up there is I feel like you could get a lot of power over a modern, like, direct injection, turbocharged engine. I bet this thing would absolutely rip.
It looks much more like modern, like, build quality.
Yeah.
Like, it looks nice. This looks like a nice modern car, actually.
Yeah. Number 3, the Suzuki Cappuccino.
Yeah.
Produced from 1991 to 1998, the Cappuccino was Suzuki's answer to lightweight classic roadsters. Front engine, rear-wheel drive, and perfectly balanced, just like your 924 shitbox. It used it looks like a mini S2000 is what this thing looks like. Look at it. Doesn't it?
A little bit. Yeah, I see what you're getting at with the side vents. The side vents are what it does. Yeah.
Is that what does it?
And the two
obviously 660 cc, 64 horsepower, 1,600 pounds. Modern roof system, sharp engineered steering. One of the most satisfying K cars to drive hard. So it really is like a modern S2000.
Mini
Gosh,
S2000.
So cool. Wait, go back to the picture of the tachometer once, Mrs. Producer. What does that thing rev out to? Yeah, 8,000 RPMs. Let's go. Let's go. And
why do they keep going to 12 though?
I know it goes for
even 10 would be like, okay, cool, but 12?
It's so you can see how badly you money shifted, I guess. You can see
so.
Number 2. Introduced in 1991, the Honda Beat was a declaration that driving joy mattered more than specs. It's naturally aspirated
wheel wells.
600cc 660, made 64 horsepower at 8,100 RPMs. It's mounted behind the driver in a mid-engine layout. Lightweight, loud, and rev happy. It's beloved because it feels engineered, not optimized. There's got to be some. I was going to insult him and then ask him to borrow his car. That's probably not the way to do this.
There's probably some idiot that has one of these that I could borrow.
I was going to say there's probably some dork that lives in the Twin Cities that has a bunch of these. We could go
We've
drive
seen
around.
them at Cars and Coffee for sure.
Number 1, Jake. Number 1. And this is my personal desire.
Okay.
The Suzuki Jimny began life in 1970 as one of the smallest true four-wheel drive vehicles ever built. Ladder frame, solid axles, front and rear, low-range gearing, turbocharged 660, 64 horsepower, real off-road capability at under 2,400 pounds.
Except
this one sits on top because it does not compromise. It goes places, survives abuse, and feels honest in a way most modern vehicles do not. And I would buy a brand new one. Look at the pointer finger on. I love that. Hey, this is a message for Mike Burrows, who does not listen to the podcast because he's too busy. He used to have a finger.
Yeah, I remember.
Mike Burrows used to have a finger in his episodes. I think I even bought him like an extra finger for him to use in case he lost his original finger. Bring back the finger, please. Please bring back.
Yes,
someone
these things
show
are
Mike
great off-road
until
you go sideways a little bit. Just a little bit sideways. You realize how tall and narrow these things are?
I understand, but I'm not a serious off-roader. I just need to be able to get out of mud and stuff like that. I'm not rock crawling.
Well, then why do you need the full thing? Why do you need?
I want to get out of the mud.
It's full straight axles.
Slippery conditions.
Yes,
slippery conditions. All right. Earlier this month, Porsche,
are we moving on from K trucks?
Yeah. Do you want to talk about it a little bit more?
Well, I was going to say that there's a couple things that I don't understand with Trump's whole, like, I love these things. People are going to love these things. Let's get them in here. Because one, I don't know how we're going to do that. But two, the chicken tax still exists.
Is that why these things aren't here?
Yes. You cannot sell any light-duty vehicle that is not built in the U.S. That's why we don't get the Volkswagen Amarok. That's why we don't get the Toyota Hilux. That's why we don't get all these other trucks, is because there's a massive tariff on any light truck that isn't built in the U.S. That's why all these manufacturers started building plants in the U.S. And now, like, Nissan's trucks were built in the U.S. And that's why you started seeing them in the 90s. This was imposed in 1964 in retaliation to a trade dispute with Europe over chicken exports, hence why it's called the chicken tax. And we did a whole story on this, I believe.
Yeah, Lyndon Johnson fucked it up for everybody.
Yep.
Yeah.
Chicken
tax. There, 25% tariff. Yeah. That's very cute photo. Earlier this month, hundreds. Yeah, fuck the chicken tax. Honestly,
I know.
Look, here's the deal. Controversial statement. I think there should be no tariffs on anything.
I mean, yeah, it's just a false. Yeah.
No tariffs on anything. Here's the problem. We have to run tariffs on goods to dissuade them from being sold here, because our economic model is not competitive with other regions of the world.
Because we have standards for.
Well, we have standards for working standards and living standards.
Yes,
so that's our choice.
Sure.
That's our choice.
But it is a very, I don't know how I feel about it. It's very complex, obviously.
It's a very complex issue. We can either have, and obviously this stuff doesn't always work either. I mean, obviously the big three have had major economic troubles supporting,
because we do have a
unions
global supply chain. It's not just all.
Yeah, it's very, very difficult. I've watched a bunch of reviews of these Chinese EVs. They look like they're incredible. They look really, really good.
For the price, they're cheap.
Yeah, I watched Marquez Brownlee do review one of these Chinese EVs, and it's made by a company that makes phones. They make cell phones. It's not Huawei or whatever. It's a different company. Mm-hmm. And what's great about it is it almost could have been what Apple's car could have been, because all the software is integrated in and it all works really, really well. And they have all kinds. They're not like what's interesting is they're not an automotive manufacturer. So they came at it with this fresh perspective, almost kind of like Rivian did, where they came in and they built something and it has all kinds of stuff that is new and intuitive, because they don't have any historical precedents to adhere to, right? They don't have to do this because they did that. They can just do whatever they want. They're wonderful cars. The problem is that if they were here, they would eat everybody's lunch, because you're getting basically Tesla Model S performance, which I think those are pretty expensive, for like 30-40 grand brand new. And they seem like they're good cars. I don't know if you run into a wall, if they just explode and everybody inside dies. True. I don't know, but yeah, there's a point here where I don't think this is sustainable, that we keep them out. It's kind of like when all the efficient little small displacement cars came over, in the 80s.
Yeah, it was after the 70s gas crunch and the whole.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, earlier this month, hundreds of Porsche owners across Russia found themselves with cars that were mechanically fine, but digitally unusable.
Yes.
Vehicles built roughly from 2013 onward, spanning models like the Cayenne, Macan, Panamera, 911, and 718, were suddenly immobilized or thrown into limp mode after losing access to Porsche's satellite-linked vehicle tracking system. Something I didn't even know existed. The VTS.
I think that is not a
that's somebody
feature in the U.S.
That right there is Russia, and that is a person whose car. That's a Porsche owner right there.
Yep, exactly.
in a former Soviet bloc country with apartment buildings built by concrete and slave labor. Some owners reported, according to multiple reports, the issue appears tied to a failure in satellite connectivity used by Porsche's anti-theft and authentication systems. What are we showing here?
I was going to say.
Is this another Porsche owner?
This is another Porsche owner, yeah, obviously.
Yeah, walking.
She's so sad.
When the cars could no longer confirm a live connection, the security logic treated the situation as a potential theft event and restricted operation. In plain terms, the cars locked themselves down, engine, batteries, and fuel systems were fine. The software just refused to handshake. Some owners reported frozen infotainment systems. Others said their cars would start but remain stuck in limp mode. Nobody wants a slow Porsche. A smaller number found their vehicles completely unresponsive. Attempts to temporarily fix the issue by disconnecting the battery, disabling the tracking module, worked sort of inconsistently at best. There's no universal workaround. I wonder if the European Union has access to this.
Well,
like if they have a back door.
I was like, I haven't heard about this in the U.S. I have a feeling this is not global. Around the world.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Porsche did not even acknowledge the problem, has acknowledged the problem, but has not detailed the root cause. The company no longer remains active operations, dealerships, or technical support in Russia after halting export. Yeah, but here's the thing: satellites don't just turn off when they fly over Russia. Like I don't
know. Maybe they do.
There's no firmware updates. Nothing. There's no dealer support.
So it's still not fixed.
I honestly don't know. I don't think so. Maybe. How are you going to fix it? I'm not sure. What's notable is that this was not a hack, sabotage, or mechanical failure. It was a dependency failure. Modern Porsches rely on constant communication with back-end systems for security validation. I did not know this. I wonder how many other cars do that.
Say that again.
Modern Porsches rely on constant communication with back-end systems for security validation. So if the car's stolen, I guess you can call up Porsche and be like, my car, they can just... The models were...
What if you park in an underground parking garage?
There's probably like a mode of like it probably checks in like once a day, once every 6 hours, 12 hours, whatever you think.
I don't know. What if you park underground for a week? Like I can't believe that's actually a thing if we haven't heard it being a bigger problem.
Yeah, I wonder how this all connects. Well, you know what it probably does? It probably also connects through cellular.
I guess.
Well, all these cars have cellular now.
My truck has a Wi-Fi hotspot, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, the Volvo had that too. The kids love that. Now it's gone. They don't care because now they can just look out the fucking window like kids are supposed to do.
Says the Luddite from Joshy Robots episode. Check out last episode.
Yeah.
I don't like progress.
This is the uncomfortable part here. To me, this is not just a Russia story. This is a modern car story. Over time, features like nav, theft tracking, OTA, immobilize, over-the-air updates, compliance systems have quietly transformed cars from self-contained machines into network devices. I think it's got to be cellular, dude. If the satellite's not available, it's cellular. It connects through cellular, 3G, 4G,
so they just don't have cell towers in Russia?
Obviously, there's some sort of software glitch on Porsche's end that just no longer offered support for a period of time, and all the cars went down.
I know this was a big deal when 3G got sunsetted because all the vehicles at the time were on 3G, and it is a complete hardware thing. Like it's a whole new,
And it sucks because you can't use old flip phones anymore. Like old phones 3G no longer work.
Exactly.
3G's,
yep.
Rest in peace. My question is this. Could this be abused in the future? Not through some dramatic kill switch, but through regulations, software compliance requirements, or loss of connectivity. Transportation could be shut off overnight. It could become conditional, intermittent, and selectively functional. Is it something that a foreign actor could hack into and manipulate?
Apparently.
Let's say imagine all the semis are going to be connected in this way. Why wouldn't they be? Why wouldn't a trucking company want to know how many miles someone's driving, where their goods are? It's probably already happening.
Kill switch in case it gets stolen. That's true, actually. That probably is already a thing.
Probably is. So what's stopping someone like China or Russia from hacking in and going, boop? Guess what? The United States global transportation system for all freighted goods is now down.
Don't give them that idea, Chris.
The Porsche outage has exposed the model in a world where cars depend on satellites more than spark plugs. Freedom of movement no longer lives entirely under the hood. With a carburetor, it lives somewhere in the network. All right, tell me a little bit about, unless you have a comment about another one of our partners, please.
No, we can talk about Onyx Off-Road. If you want to know where you can drive your Porsche, where there is cell phone service,
where you're,
guess what?
No.
What?
Where you're going to drive your Suzuki Jimny, your new K car.
Yes, where you can drive. No, I was going to say because Onyx Off-Road actually has a cell service layer, so you can see when you're going to get out of touch with the network, and then your Porsche will be stuck, right? We don't want that. But, or if you want to drive your Jimny and need to look at, they do, you know what they also have on here, because I have used it a lot, is they have like a slope feature, so you can see how like severe slopes are, and so you can also tell where your Jimny is going to tip over. You know,
yes,
if you want
that's
to
a
use
good
that
point.
for that feature.
Here's what I want to have happen. I want everybody to come on the Discord and have the discussion of what this Porsche thing is, because I couldn't really find much. If anybody knows how this works, what's going on, what are we doing?
Yeah.
What are we doing? Please tell me.
Well, Onyx Off-Road, 750,000 miles of trails, comprehensive offline maps, so you can actually use it when you're offline and outside of network. You can explore without worrying about cell service, but like I said, it has all that data on the app to show you where cell service is and where you can be in touch and online for added peace of mind. There's a wildfire layer. It helps you avoid active fires and smoky areas. You have route building tools, waypoint marking, real-time updates, route sharing. You can share where you are, where you've been. You would be fully equipped for any adventure, and you can try it for free for 7 days. Download it at Onyx Off-Road today.
All right, we got time for one more. We talked too much about your stupid truck in the beginning, so we'll have to save some of these news articles for maybe next week or something.
Do you want to get into the whole short bed, long bed thing? Because that's such a stupid comment too. Oh, it's a princess bed. A princess. What does that comment mean? What does that mean?
It's a princess bed. Because that's about the only thing you could fit back there as a princess. Because you can't do any work with it.
I don't understand. Are you talking about like a queen bed, king bed, and there's a princess bed or something?
No, like the bed of the truck is made for princesses. That's what I mean.
Dumb. That is so
because
stupid.
Princesses don't do any work. They sit at home and like file their nails and make dinner.
Why am I hauling around a princess?
Are you being obtuse?
No, I'm being, because you have the stupidest analogy ever. What does that mean, a princess bed?
It's made for a princess. Like, ooh, I'm a little pretty princess. It's a stupid
like
truck bed.
A king I couldn't haul. The one thing I was going to get at is, did you know what? So are you saying that only real trucks are ones that have long beds?
Yeah, I feel like that's long beds, diesels, bench seats. Yeah, that's where I'm at. Ashtrays.
That's so dumb, because it's called generally a standard bed versus a long bed. Like,
that was invented by the auto manufacturers. They're not going to call it, would you like the princess bed or the long bed?
What about a Model T? A Model T truck did not have an 8-foot bed. At what point are you calling this the quote standard bed? What is standard? What is the better version or the standard version?
The common size truck bed. I don't know when this was invented. Yeah, look at that. Look at that. Look at that tiny little beds these trucks have. There you go. There's an image that talks about a princess bed. You can get those
with a longer bed, 8
there are
foot
hot
plus
tubs
as
that
well.
are bigger than the bed in your truck.
In my truck?
Yes.
My truck is the truck bed is 7 feet long with the tailgate closed.
And how long is a piece of plywood?
8 feet, which is why, my goodness, isn't it amazing? Tailgate folds down. A tailgate folds down. You can drive around with the idiot
driving
down.
around with your tailgate hanging open.
Most people do. What is wrong with that?
Yeah, because, dude, that's like walking around with your shoelaces untied saying, well,
it's better than, I'm in a wagon and I'd have my hatch open in order to transport anything. That's ridiculous.
A wagon is very capable, but it is not a truck.
Correct.
However, I can fit an 8-foot piece of plywood and shut the tailgate on my wagon, which you cannot do.
The tailgate. What is that? This is trucks. This is Chris's ideal truck for some reason. This is it right here.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
All right. I want to move on. One more news story.
Okay.
Ferrari has just given automotive purists something to grind their teeth about. In a recent panel at the Museo Enzo Ferrari, discussed the development of the brand new F80 hypercar. Ferrari's project leadership bluntly declared that the turbocharged V6 used in the car is, quote, superior to a V. Does that make you feel a certain way, Jake? Did you feel something right there?
Not really.
Okay.
No, because like,
I did.
how are they defining
it's
it? How are they
ridiculous.
superior? It's probably superior from an efficiency standpoint. Of course it is. You know what I mean? Like it's too blanket of a statement.
Excuse me. Hello. Thank you for coming to the Ferrari dealership. How can I help you? Hello, sir. I'm looking for an efficient vehicle. Can I find one inside this building? No, that never happens. No one goes into a Ferrari dealership based on efficiency.
They have to maintain CAFE standards and European regulations.
No, they don't. They don't have to maintain CAFE standards because all you have to do
is across the entire model line, and you have to have Fiat too. I know.
There's fees. You just pay the fees, and some rich dude doesn't give a shit about the fees. He's not going to go, do these cars meet the CAFE standards? Because I really don't want to pay the fine. I don't want that fine passed down to me. I really don't want that.
Ferrari has always said they don't care about their own heritage. They are not a heritage brand. They are an engineering brand, and they will always push the envelope of technology.
That is why everybody hates their cars, and resale is down. You used to be able to buy a Ferrari and like hold on to it for years and double your money. Doesn't happen anymore. Nobody cares. Everything Ferrari's making right now is hideous. They've had chances. The race car looks pretty cool, but the other cars
historically
do not look good.
You can't fault them. They didn't change their trajectory because they have never been about, we're going to hang on to a flat six and put it in the rear of the car because that's always what we've done in its heritage. They have always just pushed the envelope. It's always been the cutting edge.
I will agree.
Always been the case.
However, there is no world in which a 3-liter twin turbo V6 is something I want instead of a V12.
Correct.
Given the choice as a consumer.
He didn't say the word desirable. I will play devil's advocate here. He didn't say the V6 is more desirable than the V12. He said is superior.
I'll agree with you. I mean, you're right. I mean, this is what Ferrari has been doing for all time, is just making, it's like a pivot.
It's dumb. I don't want it. Yeah.
I mean, you can still get a V12 in the 12-cylinder, I guess. But anyway, I want to play a clip. I mean, we'll leave you guys with this.
Well, we have another ad to do at some point.
Well, why don't you roll the ad and then we'll play the clip for people that we can keep them on pins and needles on what this clip is going to be.
Speaking of, if you were going to buy a Ferrari and then sell it, you know what actually would have made it worthwhile is having all of your records and the provenance and all of the maintenance all in one place that's easy to show and verify. That's the story of a car, and it matters just as much as the machine itself. Every receipt, late night fix, rally mile, that is your car's identity. That's where the common gear comes in. Rather than having, a scattered history of receipts somewhere in email or maybe in the glove box or who knows where, now you can digitize everything from maintenance, photos, provenance, records of your vehicle on the common gear. It's all organized, searchable, all in one place. They offer a white glove service. If you have decades of paperwork, maybe you just bought a car and it literally comes with reams and reams of paperwork, which I've done before, which is great. You're so excited that you have all of this, all of this paperwork and all of this record, but you're not going to go through it. Well, they can digitize it for you, remote or on site. You hand them chaos. They hand you a complete car history. It adds credibility. It adds value. If you are going to sell your car, now you have everything recorded and ready to go and provable. Go to thecommongear.com. Make your free account and start building your car's digital legacy today.
Let me, I want to show you what this looks like, because I know Ian just went through and added. Ooh. This is what he did. He added this in that app.
This is on the Common Gear. Okay.
Yeah, so that's what he did. He went through and added all these service records for his car.
That is super cool. Yep.
Right here, date, service record. And then he's got pictures of all the stuff.
That
on
is
the right.
It is very cool, because then you can literally just say, here's everything that's ever been done to the vehicle.
Yes, absolutely. Oh, Mrs. Producer, play clip V12. Play V12 clip first. Let's do this. I turned the volume on this clip down, by the way. Yeah. Oh my God.
Look at how just rev happy that thing is.
Oh my God.
Whoa.
Oh my God. I'm not a huge small displacement V12 guy, but that is unbelievable.
What model is that? Do we know even?
I don't know. I don't remember. I don't know the Ferrari stuff.
I don't either. But
all right, yeah. Play clip. V6.
That big ass wing.
That's every V6.
And that's a DQ35, which is arguably a decent sounding V6.
Said nobody ever.
That's
The
a decent
VQ
V6.
is the one of the worst sounding engines ever.
It's not. A VQ35 is lauded.
You don't need
as a good sounding motor.
We're just going to listen to it again, I guess. Thank you, Mrs. Producer.
That's better. Rather than our arguing.
You know what, Jake?
What?
This is how fast you should go over and sign up for the Drivers Club.
Oh, I like it. Okay.
Yes. So this is the last chance. Is the store still open?
Yes.
Right now.
It is.
Okay.
Yes.
Tell me what's happening.
Midnight on December 31st.
Okay.
Not only are we saying goodbye to 2025, you're going to say goodbye to your chance, your opportunity, your last effort to purchase Overcrest gear online.
This sort of.
Kind of.
Just to let it kind of give everybody a mile-high view of what we're doing. The way that we sell merch is going to change.
Yes.
And I can't reveal exactly what we're doing, but we're not done creating cool shit. I don't want people to think we're done creating cool shit. And the way that we're going to operate the Drivers Club is going to change. There's a lot of new things coming on the Drivers Club. And I encourage you, I implore you, we are going to have a deadline for signing up for the Drivers Club in which you need to sign up by in order to earn something very special. Very special. So I'm going to throw that out there. Overcrestproductions.com/Drivers Club.
Still our favorite thing we have is that pocket tee, and I can't believe we still have them in stock.
Yeah, the pocket. Well, we have a lot of those. So I understand we have a lot. The pocket tee is great. That's one of my favorite shirts.
Amazing. Yes. Yeah. I love that shirt.
All right,
so
guys.
Yes, go over to Overcrest, buy our merch, sign up for the Drivers Club. Now is the time. The time.
I want to wish you all a very Merry Christmas. One of the greatest gifts I have and get every year is all of you, especially the Drivers Club members, especially you guys.
I thought you were going to say me, Chris. I thought you were going to say me.
Well, I have to put up with you on almost 3 times a week.
I love that.
Mrs. Producer, I want you to print that out so I can put it in the garage and hang it on this. So Merry Christmas, all. Love you all. Jake, I love you. Good friend.
Love you too, dude.
It was another great year on the podcast. Here's looking forward to many more. Also, can you tell everyone now that you did a thing? And
what? Did I quit my day job?
You quit your day job.
Yeah.
Jake has quit his day job, and we are
job.
We are freaking doing this thing.
Yep. You've heard the adage, like you burn the boats at the shore?
Yeah.
That's what I just did. I torched my boat.
All right. We're on this island, Overcrest Island. You want to support the island, support Jake quitting his job so we can focus on this stuff exclusively. Overcrestproductions.com/Drivers Club. That would help us out.
And I just bought a very expensive truck. So
God. I didn't even. That's what you do. You always buy the truck first and then pay for it. You're an idiot. All right, guys. On that note, we will see you all next year.
Take care.